how to break that fear of rejection. Let's take a look. Hey there, this is Jason here, peer coach at College Innovators, and author of the book What Matters, and author coach at Success School Publishing, and the chief executive member of Content Matrix. And today I'm here to share with you all about what is that one reason why most people cannot get over that fear of rejection, or what is that one biggest reason why most people fear failure, right? So I'm going to be sharing that with you. So make sure you stay tuned all the way till the end. All right, but think about this. How many of you right now who are watching this video, you have faced this big challenge that when you want to go and talk to somebody, you feel that, what if this person tells me no, right? Or think about the time when you wanted to go out on a date, or you want to propose somebody, right? You ask, what if this girl or a guy tells me no, right? How many of you understand one of the major pain that people go through is that fear of getting rejected, right? And how many of you agree that one single pain can remember as a big memory into your that can remember as a big experience in your memory, always wondering about, okay, how do I get over this pain? How do I get over this fear, right? And that never ever leaves you, right? And how many of you agree that one single incident or an instance of getting rejected will be stuck in your past? And when you get stuck in your past, you cannot move into your future. How many of you are able to understand that, right? And that's when I understood, how is it that we can overcome that fear of rejection? How is it that we can overcome that fear of being accepted by a lot more people, right? And here is what I'm going to be sharing with you from my experience, what worked very well for me, right? So because even I was this exact same kind of person, I totally feared, because as I was growing up, I remember when I was going to school, right? And since I was a little bit overweight, when I was going to school, I remember being insulted, being harassed, being abused by a lot of students in the same school that I was in, right? And I couldn't share this with anybody, neither my friends, neither my parents, but I knew that if I don't get over this, I cannot be able to move into my future. But literally, I was clueless. I didn't know how can I get over this problem, right? Because whenever I went to school, there was a lot of touching, there was a lot of harassing, there was a lot of abusing, right? So I didn't know, how can I get over this problem? And that's when I said, okay, what is it that I need to do? I was clueless, no clarity, not knowing what can help me to overcome that problem. But I had this one intention that no matter what, I want to overcome this problem. And I said, what best can be done, right? And I waited, and it had been more than 18 years me going through this problem. And for me, that problem brought my confidence down. It stopped me from trusting in people. I faced a lot of criticisms for the kind of person I was. I became a person pleaser. Everything started changing inside of me. I was not the person I am, right? And definitely one of the biggest things I had was fear of being rejected. So when I had this fear of being rejected, how many of you agree with me? We start to do things, right, that pleases somebody else so that we get accepted. How many of you are able to understand that, right? And that is something exactly that I started to do as well. And I never understood, why is it that the things that I want in my life, I'm not able to get it? Or why is it that the things that I want to receive in my life are just going away and away and away from me? I never really understood that. And that's when I got this beautiful community, and I got a mentor, and he said this to me, this very one important secret. He said this to me, right? He said this: if you want to be happy for yourself, the very first thing you need to remember is your outer world, which means the kind of things that you want in your life, the kind of lifestyle that you want, the kind of happiness that you want, everything that you want. It's a reflection of your inner world, right? And that's when I understood, if my inside is not happy, and definitely my outside will not be happy. If I am not happy, I cannot help others to be happy. And that's when I understood that the one and important thing that I need to do in order to help and in order to overcome that fear of rejection, I need to work on my inner self. And I need to work on that inner world of me. And that's when I understood I need to have a mentor. I need to have a community. Because how many of you understand anything that you feel is most difficult for you? Think about this. When you wanted to ride your bicycle for the first time, Were you able to do that alone? No. Think about the first time you wanted to walk. Were you able to do that alone? No. Think about the first time you struggled in going to your first standard. Were you able to do that alone? No, you needed somebody to help you overcome, right? In the very same way, the way to overcome your fear of rejection, number one, is to have a mentor, right? And once you have that mentor, somebody who has already been through that problem, somebody who has already overcome this problem, have that mentor who can help you, support you, and grow you. So that's the very first step. The second step that you need to keep in your mind is be around a community, not just a community, a growth minded community, somebody who wants you to grow, somebody who doesn't get jealous when you grow beyond them. Have a growth community. And if it's difficult for you to find people like mentors, if it's difficult for you to find people like community, I want you to just type it down. I need a mentor, I need a community, and I'm here to support you. Because I remember my life exactly for 18 years when I didn't have a mentor, and I didn't have a community, and I didn't have anybody to share this with. Right? But when I got that, I said, nothing doing. I want this opportunity that I got to be able to be in the hands of as many people's hands as possible, right? And that's the reason I'm here today, that if I was able to overcome that fear of rejection, you too can, right? You too can make it. There is no doubt that you can never be able to overcome. You can, right? And that's the reason I said, so the first thing is have a mentor. The second thing is have a community, right? And the third thing, which is very, very important, what most people miss, is to keep on making decisions with support of mentor and community. The reason why most people fear is because they fail to make decisions at the right time. And when you don't make decisions, you don't progress, right? So because this is what my mentor said, no decision is right or wrong. Every decision has its own consequences. I'm if you agree, right? So you might learn something from it, or you might win by making that decision, but you will grow, right? And that's where I understood the third important step is you making a decision, right? And the fourth important step, which is very, very important, what most people again miss out on, is they have a mentor, they have a community, they make decisions, but the one thing that they miss out again and again is repetition. Repetition of what? You're building your skills, repetition. You're speaking with people, repetition. You're making decisions, repetition. If this repetition does not happen again and again, you don't get the confidence. And when you don't have the confidence, you fear of being rejected, right? And this is what my mentor said. Repetition is the mother of all skills, right? So once you do that repetition and you have a mentor, you have a community, you're making powerful decisions, and you have repetition, all these four things helps you to get over that fear of rejection, right? So make sure you have all these four. If any of these four are missing down, type it down. This is what I need to work on, and I'm here, I'm willing to support you so that you too can have exactly all of these four things in your life and overcome that fear of rejection and be a powerful person. So I hope if you love this video and you see that this is something awesome and this is helping a lot more people, because this is where I understood the one thing that most people miss is self-mastery, right? And that's where I started this episodes of self-mastery, where I want a lot of people to be able to master themselves and master their inner self to have better outer self results, right? So make sure that if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, click that down, subscribe it, click on the notification bell icon so that you are the first one to get the notification of all these amazing videos, right? So looking forward to see you in the next video coming tomorrow, which is the episode 3 of self-mastery. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.